The first hint of dawn painted the sky a pale grey. The English Channel, a churning expanse of slate and foam, tossed the landing craft like toys. The wind howled. It carried the taste of salt and the promise of a storm. Inside the boats, men huddled together, their faces grim in the weak light. They were young, most barely old enough to shave. Fear gnawed at their insides, cold and sharp. Each man clung to his rifle, a lifeline in a sea of uncertainty. The roar of the engines was a constant drone, punctuated by the clatter of the waves against the hull. Time seemed to slow, each tick of the clock an eternity. Some men closed their eyes, whispering silent prayers. Others stared out at the churning water, searching for a glimpse of the French coastline. They knew what awaited them there. They were about to face the full might of the German war machine. They were about to storm the beaches of Normandy. John, a skinny kid from Iowa, gripped his rifle so tightly his knuckles were white. He'd never been farther than Chicago before. Now he was thousands of miles from home, about to face the enemy for the first time. Next to him, Mike, a seasoned sergeant from Brooklyn, checked his equipment one last time. His face was a mask of grim determination. He'd seen combat before, knew the horrors that awaited them. Mike clapped John on the shoulder. "Ready, kid?" he shouted, his voice almost lost in the roar of the engines. John managed a weak smile. "Ready as I'll ever be, Sarge," he yelled back. He wasn't sure if he was lying or not. The coastline emerged from the mist, a dark smudge on the horizon. As they drew closer, the details sharpened. Steep cliffs, concrete bunkers, the ominous glint of barbed wire. And then the beach. Omaha. The name sent a shiver down John's spine. The first shells screamed overhead, exploding in geysers of water and sand. The air filled with a deafening roar, the thunder of naval guns, the staccato bursts of machine guns, the cries of men. The landing craft lurched violently as explosions rocked the water around them. Section 4. A beach, a battlefield. The ramp of the landing craft crashed down. John, his heart pounding in his chest, charged into the surf. The water was cold, chest-high, and churned to a muddy brown by explosions. He stumbled, fell, tasted salt and fear. He scrambled to his feet, the shouts of his comrades urging him on. The beach was a scene of utter chaos. Men were falling all around him, cut down by a relentless hail of bullets. Section 5. A tide of courage against the fury. John kept moving, driven by instinct and terror. He found a shallow crater and threw himself into it, gasping for breath. He looked around, trying to orient himself in the maelstrom. Everywhere he looked, he saw acts of extraordinary courage. Medics, ignoring the bullets whizzing past them, tended to the wounded. Engineers, under intense fire, struggled to clear a path through the beach obstacles. And through it all, the soldiers kept coming, wave after wave of them, determined to take the beach. Section 6. A legacy forged in sacrifice. The sun climbed higher, casting a bloody light over the carnage. The tide of battle began to turn. Slowly, agonizingly, the Americans gained a foothold on the beach. By nightfall, they had secured a tenuous hold on the Normandy coastline. The cost of victory was etched on every face, in every shell casing, in the blood-soaked sand. Thousands lay dead or dying. But they had done it. They had breached Hitler's Atlantic Wall. D-Day, a day of unimaginable bravery and sacrifice, marked a turning point in the war. It was a testament to the human spirit, its capacity for courage, resilience, and the unwavering belief in freedom.